And hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Darren's Highlights. Today we are at Bermuda, a lovely island in the Atlantic Ocean, and we are heading home. We've seen the sights, we've been on the beaches, but it's time finally to head back to lovely London. And when I say lovely London, I am of course lying through my teeth. So yes, today we are in the PMDG 777 once again. It's been a while obviously since we've been away, but you guys seem to enjoy the video, the Southwest video, and you left a few comments, especially on the highlights welcome video, which was unlisted but I put back up now so you can actually see it on my channel, and you guys seem to like that and we're excited to see new videos. So I will comply in giving you this week's video, which was another flight request, and it's from Bermuda to Gatwick. Now the flight time we're looking at is 6.5 hours. I've got PFPX and I've got TopCat and all that stuff done already, but I will quickly run over it with you. So we are basically departing off of runway 12, heading directly northeast onto a nat track. Basically we're going north via nat track Zulu, which should actually take us just... See the north coast. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Would be we're actually taking a nat track that takes us into France. From France, or Brittany to be specific, we will then make a northern turn towards London and Dover. Fuel today, I'm just looking over at it now, is 48,000 kilos of fuel. And their zero fuel weight's 157. Passengers on board today, not actually that many. We're taking 65. Keep in mind this thing can hold roughly around 230 to 270 on this particular aircraft model for the PMDG, and we're only taking 65 passengers, so that's it's a bit nuts, but we'll have to... I think it's just because it's the time of year, obviously. Christmas is coming up, not many people are eager to go back to the rainy UK when they can stay in this paradise. But I'm sure that there are those people that want to get home, and we will make sure to get the finest service to them. The scenery today, well, at Bermuda is going to be the LatinVFR scenery, and for when we get into London it will be UK 2000's Gatwick Extreme, as it has been in the past. The catering's just about done now, so we will hop onto the flight deck and we will get underway, so I will see you there. Okay folks, and we're just now on the flight deck of the 777. I'm sure you remember it, it looks familiar. The IRSs are just aligning now, so we'll be able to put our nav data in. While we're waiting on that, we can just bring the lights on. Some of them aren't required for now, but we'll just put them on anyway. Set the smoking and passenger signs to auto, arm the emergency lights, and put the packs onto automatic. We'll leave the hydraulics off for now, we'll leave the fuel off for now. And all these lights don't need to be on for now. What we can do is we can flick the dome light on, and that just gives us a little bit more light, because what we're actually going on to do now is the Cdu Pre-Flight. So what we'll do is we'll just put in the reference airport, which of course is Bermuda, which is Tango X-Ray Foxtrot Kilo. No wait, no it's not. I think it's Tango X-Ray Kilo Foxtrot. There we are. And we're at gate 6. And we'll take GPS to set the inertial position. That's fine. We'll go into our route request route, and it's the second one we're requesting. So we'll let that request, and it should come back to us in a second. I have my PFPX flight plan open next to me, so we'll just be taking some information from there, as well as our takeoff performance, which I've already set out as well. Obviously, as stated previously, this is British Airways 2232. It's a 5 days a week service that runs from Bermuda to Gatwick. Along with the Orlando service, it's one of the few services that British Airways actually run on their 777s out of Gatwick. Most of them do go out of Heathrow. However, a small number of them do go out of Gatwick instead. No SIDS for Bermuda, as you see here, so it is literally just runway 12 for takeoff. And if I show you the legs, basically we're on a nat track the whole way there until we get to France. But what we'll do is we'll activate that flight plan, and we'll now go into the perf initialization, and we'll request that. Our initial cruising altitude is 39,000 feet. Trying to get above what looks to be like some choppy turbulence above Bermuda right now. It's not looking like the best of weather for flying, but we can get around that, and as you can see it's given us the cruise altitude we want. So what we can do is we can accept that, and we'll now go into our thrust limit, and I'll need to tab out quickly just to check our OFP to see what our assumed temperature actually is, because I don't actually have it up right now. So if we scroll down to our takeoff performance, which has somehow disappeared, where has it gone? Oh, that's going to be annoying if I'm going to have to redo that. Right, that's our ETOPS. That's an alternative planning, alternate route, oceanic entry. Nope, I think I literally have just deleted it. Okay, right. What I'll need to do is I'll need to quickly go in and check what our takeoff performance is, because we can't take off without it, otherwise we will shoot into the sky like a rocket. So I'll just double check that and I'll be right back with you. And we're back, and I've just quickly re-entered the performance takeoff data. So we are taking takeoff. For some reason there's no derated takeoff, which is quite strange, so we'll just have to do takeoff on its own. But we are assuming a temperature of 70 degrees, and I believe it is, well, climb power 2, that'll be fine. We can go into our takeoff, and flaps 5 is apparently what we're taking. So we'll go in there and we'll just bring in the centre of gravity. Trim's 2.50, that's fine. Before we check our V-speeds, we'll go into our wrong one, second page of takeoff reference, just to put in the runway winds, which are apparently 200 at 14, like so, and our reference outside air temperature is 25 degrees, so we'll just put that in as well. And then we can go back and confirm our V-speeds of 140, 141 and 145. That's in line with our PFPX planning. So what we actually don't need to do now is we don't need to do really anything else other than start up our engines, to be honest, and arm the MCP and do all that sort of stuff. So what we can do is put that there. In fact, we'll bring up, what we'll do is we'll have takeoff reference and we'll put legs into the other CDU. So we'll arm the MCP now. We'll just bring on the flight director, lower that to our initial V-speed of 145, and we'll then go into our heading and select 112, why not, or is it 120, I believe it's 120. Initial altitude, well, I'm not sure what the transition is for Bermuda, so I'll just take an American standard of 18,000, and we'll arm the LNAV and VNAVs. Going up to the overhead panel now, we can just have a look and make sure everything is still looking okay. That's correct. We're on Vatsim, but there's no traffic in about 1 million miles of us because it's a Wednesday afternoon, but nevertheless we will bring Unicom ready like so. I'll keep it off for now because I don't want it coming up here annoying us, and we'll just set a random squawk code. Why not? 5612, that'll work fine. Switch the weather radar to weather radar and turbulence, I believe that's what it stands for. If that's not, please correct me. Other than that, everything else is fine, and we'll pull on the parking brakes, and we'll set the auto brakes to RTO. So that's pretty much everything we need to do on the flight deck right now. So I'm just hearing that the passengers are going to be coming along in a second. Oh god, yeah, look at those clouds, yeah. That's going to be an issue in a couple minutes, but what we'll do is we'll call for ground crew to bring our passengers on board, and we'll wait for them to board. Now if you've been able to summarise, and I'm sorry it's a bit loud outside because the engine or everything, the baggage is quite small today. This is due to the fact that we've only got 65 passengers on board with us today. It's a very, very empty flight, so not a lot of traffic and cargo to actually go on board. All the passengers, there they are just now, will fit on this one bus, I'm sure. And we're actually going to go over here and see them all come out now. There isn't a lot of them, so let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here they all come. So, whoa! What is this kid doing? Oh my god. That is terrifying. Oh my god. Oh, okay. So these are our holidaymakers returning home. That looks like 65 people. Okay, yeah, so probably 65. You can see the flight crew there ready to greet them. That guy had no regards. He was straight up there. He was having no one tell him what to do. But looks like they're all boarding now. People boarding from the back, people boarding from the middle. And yeah, our pilot and crew are on board ready to help the passengers with whatever they need. For some reason GSX is only showing up with 60 passengers, so 5 passengers must not have showed up, which is weird, but that's now all the passengers now on board. or getting on board, so we can actually now go back to the cockpit and get ready for our departure. So I will see you on the bridge. So we're now on the flight deck again. The passengers are now all on board. We are getting our departure clearance now, so what we'll do is we'll bring on the APU now and get ready to disconnect the ground units. Everything is pretty good. Oh, there is the crew just there coming to push us back. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see them from the cockpit. No, we'll have to go outside, but we're waiting for our APU to power up first, just so we can remove the wheel chocks and ground power unit without losing power. All the doors are appearing to be armed, so that's fine, and we can now go into ground connections. We can remove the air conditioning unit. We can remove, in fact we'll keep that on now because we need our ground power, never mind. And I've just got this page up for when we start the hydraulics. We'll start engines once we push back, which allows us to go outside and have a nice little view of the pushback. Because we've not normally done that, because obviously we've been stuck inside. But now, because we obviously have the chase plane mod, we can actually go outside. Because I was too lazy to set up Easy Dock, and the UI always confused me, but chase plane's so much simpler, so much easier to do. Just set up VOR left and VOR right for our departure there. Not that it'll make much difference considering we're basically going out and taking a big turn. Like, look at this plan. Basically takes us right out onto our first nat track. Or not a nat track, we go to a waypoint first, then onto a nat track, but it's still quite a long thing, so I might vector myself around there. Right, the APU is running, so we'll go and we'll disconnect all of our ground thingy bobs. And if we go outside, we should be able to see, there you are, there's our marshaller and there's our tug. And he'll just quickly lock the gear into place. We'll go back onto the flight deck though. Yep, they're now locking gear, so that's fine, and we can actually probably bring the dome light off now, not that we need it. It is getting a little bit darker. That's just because the sun is going down and there's clouds in the way, and yeah, that's pretty much the only reason for that. Everything else still looking fine. Hydraulics, and shutdown, TCAS off, brake source. Okay, yeah, right, so everything can be checked with that. Okay, release parking brakes. Right, parking brakes released. And what we'll do while we're waiting on that is we'll actually just bring the hydraulics up while we start this pushback. The safety information video will just start playing in the background in a minute as well. Okay, and bring on left electric demand pump. And that's now coming online, and now we'll bring in the 2 centres, or 4 centres I should say. So that's C1 and C2. All coming on. Now you see all the green coming out. We'll go and have a little look at the pushback, shall we? This is what passengers will be seeing right now. We got a gear 1, yes we do, fantastic. So this is the Caribbean Air that are servicing us today. We're pushing back Speedbird 2232. Very nice indeed. And we're pushing back from stand 6, which I believe it's a stand that British Airways use. I might be incorrect about that, they might use a different stand, but I couldn't find any stand that they actually use. So we'll just have to leave it at that. And you can see the marshaller will walk alongside the aircraft. That looks like a puddle of rain, so it might have been raining here earlier, I'm not sure. I wish there was some more traffic on Vatsim, but unfortunately there's only about 500 pilots connected right now. So I'll take what I can get. We should have some traffic going into Gatwick though, so there's a plus. There's a plus. Right, so we're almost finished with us pushbacks. As you can see, they're just pushing us back. See if I can zoom out a little bit, just to give you guys a better view. You can actually see the wheels, look at that. That's amazing. I like the detail. Look, they're actually properly like shuddering as well. Right, back onto the cockpit. I've got other stuff to do. Yeah, we're proper darkened out a bit. Maybe we should turn the dome light on just a bit. What else do we have to... Right, so we could probably start the engines just about now. He did say we were cleared to start, so we'll bring up our checklists. We've already done the pre-flight. Oxygen, well that is tested in the flight controls. We've been over that. Let's just go to the before start checklist. So flight deck door closed and locked, MCP values, we don't need to go over that because we've already done it. Cdu Pre-Flight completed, trim, we will do that in a second. Taxi and takeoff completing, right, so that's fine. We'll go into trim quickly, flight control, and we'll set the parking brakes for that guy even though I can't see a thing, and we will trim nose down to units 2.50 I believe it was, so we're just nose down our stab trim. There we go. So our stab trim's set, we'll go back into engines and we will start up engine 1. We'll just turn the fuel pumps on as well. And start right engine. And we'll just check for oil pressure and fuel cut-off. And while that's building up, we can actually turn some of our panel lights on a little bit. Just not too much, just so we can see. Okay, you unlock the gear, mate, that's fine.
Your life jacket is either beside or underneath your seat.
Just a little bit of brightness, just so we can see.
Pass the tapes around your waist and tie them.
There we are, that's much better. And the tow truck's moving away from us now. And yep, the EGT on engine 2 is rising. Yep, that's fine, and we'll go ahead and we'll start engine 1 now. And engine 1 coming alive. Cut off for engine 2, oil pressure for engine 1, fuel cut off on. And yep, that's N2 rising, N1 rising. The GT dormant for now, but that should rise in a second. And the tow truck is on his way. Bye bye. Yeah, he's waving to us. Alright, we can actually probably put our lights on now that they're out of the way. Yeah, everything else is looking good. We'll turn TCAS on now actually, just while we're waiting. And on this side we'll take weather. And we'll keep terrain off, we don't need terrain right now, so that's fine. And we'll actually muck about with the weather radar today because I want to be able to see what's above me. So just turn the gain up as well, I want to know if we're going into any sort of weather. And that's both engines cut off and fine. And we can now go into our checklist and go into the before taxi checklist. So anti-ice not required, it's roasting, recall, checked. Flight controls, I'll do a flight control check in a minute and the ground controls are clear. So let's do a quick flight control check. I'll just move my iPad that I use for weather. So we'll go full left, and full right, full back, full forward, and for our rudder pedals, it's a full left and full right. So flight controls are now checked, and that's the before taxi checklist complete. We'll put the runway turn-offs on and the taxi light on. Other than that, everything's looking good. Our active sky's just updated, fantastic. And we'll set flaps to 5. And other than that, we should be good to taxi. We'll change that to hectopascals, because I do not like the inches that the Americans use, hectopascals all the way. We'll run a quick TCAS test if we can, just to be safe. Because I do have active failures on this, so there is always a chance that something will go wrong, but we've not had it yet, so hopefully this won't be the day that something goes wrong.
TCAS test passed.
Okay, TCAS test passed, fantastic. And we'll go into our engine screen, and now I will taxi to 12, so I will see you at the threshold.
Take care your hand baggage isn't blocking the aisles or exits. It must be put under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker. But place items in the locker carefully, as they may fall and injure someone. As we prepare for takeoff, please make sure that your tray table is put away, your seat is upright, and your armrest is down. Please stow your individual video screen and footstool if you have them. Finally, take a look at the safety card in the seat pocket. If you have any questions, please ask your crew. We hope you have a relaxed and enjoyable flight.
Okay, and that's the cabin now reported ready, and we're at the threshold of runway 12. So we'll bring the taxi light off, put the landing lights on and activate strobes. Dome lights off, everything's white, so that's great. Cabin ready, parking brake set, APU is still running, so I would do checks to cool that down. Auto brake, RTO, doors set to automatic, flaps set, trim set, everything's set. We always forget something, I wonder what it will be today. And we'll release the parking brake and we'll begin our taxi onto the threshold. So basically the way it works is we'll line up, start the clock, maybe that's what we forget to start the clock. We'll taxi onto the threshold, nothing's coming in our direction, so we should be fine. We'll take off and then it should be a sharpish turn to the left, and that will take us towards our first waypoint. And then we'll be cleared directly up to our cruising altitude of 39,000 feet. But hopefully this takeoff goes well. I hope, well, according to Tomcat, I have derated this takeoff correctly. So hopefully I don't shoot off into the sky like NASA's newest rocket. However, whether we do or not remains to be seen. Right, we're now on the runway, and our V-speeds are all in. So we'll increase throttle to 50%. And toga. Oh well, I say toga, more like thrust ref or whatever you want to call it. Thrust set. God, that's a bit of a crosswind. Okay. That's 80 knots. Why are we... what's going on? I don't get it. Okay, abort takeoff. I don't know what that was. I don't know why we decelerated like that. Okay. I've got no idea what just happened there. Something went wrong. What went wrong? Takeoff speeds, yeah, well obviously. Hold, we went into hold, that was fine. And then we just... our thrust just went right. Right, check our brake temperatures, where are our gears? Ah, great, right. So now we're going to need to do a long taxiway to cool these brakes down. Fantastic, right. Turn off, disarm, RTO again. Right, fantastic. Right, what we'll do is we'll circle back round on the taxiway and I will be back with you when we're at the threshold again. Okay, and we're back at the threshold. I'm pretty sure I know what went wrong there on that instance. Probably what happened was when I push my throttle forward, I push it forward to about 50%. Okay, right, I get it. I know. Hi there, it's Darren from the future. Just to pause the video, sorry to interrupt. I know you're all enjoying watching me screw this takeoff off. I just hope you notice, if you look at the screen, you will see a tyre pressure warning come up. Now, in the video I mistake this for a brake temperature warning, but it's a tyre pressure warning, and if you pay close attention to the ECAM action displays, you will see the pressure on the centre gear decrease just before I take off. It's not important now, but it will become more relevant later in the video. I'll let you get back to watching and I'll go and do whatever I was doing. So, hello past people, I'm the future Darren, I know the future. Anyway, I'll see you later. Yeah, my gears are still pretty warm from that rejected takeoff. I'm trying to swivel around without hitting the grass, but it's proving to be quite difficult. I might have to go all the way around, I'm not sure. Basically what happened was, because I only had my throttle set at about 50%, when the thrust goes into hold mode, you actually regain manual control of your thrust. And I think what happened is my throttles are quite old, so it must have spiked, something must have triggered a movement, and it must have gotten it to disconnect to 50. So we'll try it again. Let's go for 50%. And toga. And we'll go thrust ref. I love saying toga, I don't know why. That's 8 knots holding. And that's coming up now, coming up onto our V speeds.
V1.
V1, and rotate. And that's a positive rate, gear up. We'll just increase the pitch a little bit. We're increasing a little bit too quickly. Bring thrust back a little bit. We'll engage the autopilot. Okay, I kind of want to do a speed intervention here. Bring the speed down to about 200. I don't know why we're going off to the right, but we shouldn't be. Hold on. Oh, I see what's going on there. Right, that was a thing right after takeoff, so we'll just change that. And that should change our climbing. Yeah, I see we're hitting a little bit of turbulence now, not too bad. We'll bring the runway turn-offs off. Oh yeah, it's quite bumpy. and we will now increase the flaps up speed. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because it was a bit strange how basically what happened was, to give you a better explanation now that we're actually in the air, once the throttle goes forward, this is an old Cdu throttle I'm using just for reference. What happened was it accidentally triggered the little signal that came from the setting. Bring flaps up now, and that set it when the thrust went into hold mode. It rejected back, which is why we lost thrust. So that was why we had the rejected takeoff. However, our gear's looking still pretty warm, but it should be fine. Okay, our flaps are up now. Everything's looking good. We forgot to set Unicom, but I won't do that until I stop talking to you guys. The sun's just gone down, so it's going to be pretty dark. Methinks, and we'll bring the nose light off as well now since we don't need it. Looking on the outside, look at that, fantastic. Just trying to get something that isn't as loud. That is Bermuda, the set of islands there, and that is the airport runway now becoming a distant memory of the past. As you can see, we've got a good rate of climb on this 777, about 3,000 metres. 3,000, oh my god, right, okay, that's fine. What I'll do then is I will let the speed, I'll give the speed back to the VNAV, if that's okay with the VNAV, and we'll basically climb up to 39,000 feet. Flight time now looking at about 6 hours, and hopefully the sun will come up by the time we get to London. If it doesn't, then I'm going to be quite sad, but I kind of hope I timed it correctly. But that's all I really have to say. I will see you in about 6-7 hours time. welcome ladies and gentlemen back to the flight deck. Now just passing through 10,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and turn the landing lights on, put the runway turn-offs on, just in preparation. Seatbelt signs and everything else is on. Obviously we're a special case today dealing with that blown tyre, which we will inspect on approach. Just extend the speed brake a little bit just so we can get down. We're trying to decrease our speed because we're not going to meet your descent profile if we don't. What I'll do now is I'll just quickly put the heading in place like so, and that should be enough. I may actually do a speed intervention because I'm not quite happy with the speed that we're at right now for the descent profile that we're trying to maintain, which is this. Because we are actually passing over the English countryside. I will show you outside. Wherever on the outside is. There we are. Fantastic. Yeah, apparently the weather is deteriorating quite quickly, so we're hoping to actually get in to Heathrow, when I say Gatwick, before that happens. In fact, we'll just increase speed to 220 there. Basically, the visibility is reduced from when I last spoke to you. The visibility was at 9999 to now being at just 1900 meters, which is not great. We're now going to start the turn. We've got our ground speed indicator on, and here comes the turn. We should have been at 6,000 by now, but we'll have to make do. There you can see the English countryside as we're coming in on this approach. A little bit bumpy, but overall not too bad. Speed now increasing for some reason. Why is the speed increasing? Oh, is it because I've got manual control? Oh yeah, that's probably why. Sorry, I didn't see the hold button on there, that was weird. Just thingy it. I know drive's required. I'd see, this is why this 777 sometimes can be really awkward, right? We'll just do a manual descent profile then, if it's going to be like that. Because I cannot be asked doing anything else. Right, yeah. So the visibility is getting a little bit better. The visibility's gone up by about 1,000 meters, so that's a little bit better than it was. And we've got 15 miles to run before the localizer intercept. It might bring us out a little bit more for an extended approach, because I do want to have a look at the gear that came down, just to see if there's any visual effects, because this is my first service-based failure in ages. So what we might do is we might set a heading of 030, bring it to about here, and then do an intercept. Yeah, let's do that. Right, so we're going to come off on a heading select. We're just about to come through the clouds, and we'll change over to the HPA, hectopascals if you don't know. There we are, so it's 1021 for QNH. And we're now, oops, nope, I don't want to see you, go away. That's coming on now. What we can actually do is probably bring flaps 1. But I am a little bit aware, well I am aware, that it's a little bit early. Yeah, we're getting a bit of turbulence. I can see some weather off to the side there. Overall not too bad. Yeah, I really want to start sort of decreasing speed now to maybe about 200. I can't see the airfield jets because we're basically, when I'm looking at active sky right now, all I can see is basically just this massive cloud, UFO-shaped cloud, that is covering the entire airfield, which is a bit annoying, but we'll have to make do with it. And it looks like we're going to be getting a crosswind from the way that the aircraft's angled right now. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a nasty crosswind, but oh well. Let's bring in flaps 1, and we'll prepare to plot our intercept course. Just a second, we'll bring the speed brakes back up as well. While we're at it, we're breaking through the clouds now. You can see the clouds coming over the window. Active Sky doing a fantastic job of rendering that. Yeah, I cannot see a thing. I can see the bit of blue sky, but yeah, at least we timed that well. And when I say we timed that well, I do mean obviously when we took off. Right, we'll decrease now to a 10-mile range, and we just want to sort of be parallel with this. Not running parallel obviously, but just sort of across from this would be a better choice of words. And remember folks, we're going in with no auto brake today because of obviously this gear issue we're having. We'll run the approach checklist, which is our altimeters, which we said previously is QNH1021, and our landing checklist we'll just keep there. Basically just speed brakes, armed landing gear and flaps. What I want to do is I'll just keep this on the gear page for now, and we'll now intercept with a heading course of 340, and we'll arm the localizer. Right, we're really going to need to bring the speed brake out now because we're cutting it close. In fact, I might actually just bring us... Oh, never mind, we've got the localizer, damn it. Right, that's not really going to work in our favour because we're too fast and we're too high. Arm the approach anyway. And just do our best to decrease...
Radio altimeter.
Okay, thank you. Right, we've got a radio altimeter now because I cannot see a thing. Oh no, I can. Alright, yeah, we are quite close to the ground, never mind. Best bring on a terrain view, just so I see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, we should be fine. As soon as we turn onto the glide path we'll be alright. And then we can bring the gear down and we can have a proper look at what's went wrong. As soon as we decrease our speed, if not we might have to shoot a missed approach and it'll be all sorts going on in this flight today. Cabin's bung ready, fantastic. And bring in flaps 5. There we go, we'll bring speed brakes out now and we'll just arm them instead. And we've got 5 miles to run, so we'll bring the gear down. And we'll bring in flaps 10. And we'll bring our reference speed down 150. And we'll just have a look on the outside now. Yeah, that's the wheel there that's broken apparently. Right, I seriously cannot see a thing. This isn't going to work. Okay, no auto land. That's fine. We are getting really close to the ground. I think we might be off the localizer from the looks of it. I don't know, I can't see a thing. What is going on? I seriously don't know what's going on right now. Right, I'm going to disengage the auto.
1,000.
Bring us over to the side a little bit because I generally can't see a thing. We really should have probably done an auto land. Oh, no wait, is that the runway? I believe that's the runway right in front of us. Right, that's fine. Right, yeah, it's a bit, as you can see it's a bit foggy, but we'll have to just make do. Right, we're too low, far too low. And now we're too high. Oh my god, right. Yeah.
500.
Oh, glide slope and localizer's just going mad, so we'll just ignore them. Yeah, we're on profile from what I can see from the pappies, which is fine. And just bringing her in now. Dead on centre with the glide slope. Okay, okay. A little bit high now.
100. 100.
Okay, okay, bring her in. Okay, yeah, we're really high now. Try and level the nose out.
50. Decision made.
And flare. Okay, touchdown. We'll just lower the nose now. And we'll want a full reverse. Brakes as well. Still the reversers, and we'll take that high speed exit there. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gatwick. That was one hell of a landing. I have very little words for that landing, I'm afraid. I just don't know. I really don't know what that landing was about. I'm actually stunned. I'm lost for words. I just... I don't know if you can tell my voice, but I am actually stunned that we managed to pull that off. Everything just happened so quickly there. That was unbelievable. Our brake temperatures seem to be okay, which is good. I just don't know what happened. 1 minute we were in the fog. Oh, so jetways. Damn it, I'll need to disable them. 1 minute we were in the fog. The next minute we were on the ground. Our V-speeds and flaps came out of nowhere. I don't know if you guys are sympathising with me here or not, but that was just the weirdest thing I have ever seen. Like, it just seemed so surreal. I think the landing was decent though. I think we had a decent landing, so that's a plus. Those red X's you can see are because of the GSX and SOD. SOD should have safe docks there, but for some reason they're not there, so what I'll do is I'll quickly pause. I will taxi this to the gate that we're supposed to be parked at, and I will get rid of those X's in the process, so I will see you at the gate. Okay, we've now just parked up at stand 34. The APU is running, so we can now disconnect our engines. So we'll bring in engine 2. And we'll take off engine 1. Like so. Parking brake is set. We can bring off the hydraulics. Like so, and bring off most of the fuel pumps. Bring off the packs, we don't need them. Disconnect the emergency lights, bring off the ADIRU. Seatbelt signs can come off as well now, and we'll bring the beacon, the wing, and leave the nav lights on for now. If it does feel like I'm whispering, it's not because I'm doing it on purpose, but I think I'm slowly losing my voice, so I'm trying to get to the end of this as quickly as possible. And we'll turn the weather radar off as well, like so. And that is us basically. We can now go outside and watch our stuff getting taken off the airplane. So let's go and do that now. So here we are after 6.5 hours of flight. We are now at Gatwick, stand 33. We had to move because the other one wasn't working. Our cargo is now just being taken off and all 65 of our passengers are making their way into the terminal. That was a great flight. That was a very shady landing. But overall it was quite enjoyable. Not much effort had to go into that one. We're on Vatsim, and we're on Vatsim now, but there is no one here. Possibly because in real time it's about 11 o'clock at night. So that's probably why. But yeah, I might include some AI traffic. Some people said I should do that, but you know, let me know, what do you guys think? This flight request was by Adrian A380, so I hope you've enjoyed your flight request, sir. I hope I fulfilled it to your needs. This was a tyre that blew apparently. They must have fixed it because it looks fine. I think it just was the fact that there was no pressure coming from it, that's why we had to manual brake. The landing, I've watched it back. Yeah, I'll give it. It was sort of okay, but still, I expect better, and it did look like I was jerking the controls a lot, so I will have to get better at doing that, so I do apologise. But overall, that was a good flight. I just want to know, can I see through? Oh, wow, that's amazing. Great, well let's just sit in here now. We can be passengers. We'll just sit here and finish off. But yes, that was Bermuda to Gatwick. If you want to see me fly somewhere, there is a flight request link in the description. But in saying that, it's 11 o'clock at night. I am very tired and I have to go and sleep now. So I hope you enjoyed that flight, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Bye.